Well, hello and welcome people to the internet to another adventure. My name is Ganyons. Today, we're diving back into Tower Factory. The last time we came up without a win, and I want to get a win here before we put this game down because this game is fun. It is challenging. So I did some grinding off camera. So if we take a look at our upgrades, you'll see I have a bit more unlocked than we had last time. So I did end up unlocking enemies drop an additional 15% light essence. I'll explain a little bit about my choices once we get into the actual game. We already had the extra resources to start, which proved to be very helpful. Our acorn cannons are all the way upgraded, so we have an additional 4 damage to each of those. I upgraded our ballistas further for more base damage, upgraded our catapults so that way they attack faster. And I did end up getting the power crystal in the last video, but this ended up not being super important to my overall strategy, which we'll see jumping in. So let's go to our first map, Stony Grove, and we'll jump right into it. I won't be explaining a lot of the basics. If you're checking out this game to see like how to play it, or it's your first time ever hearing about it, go ahead and check out my first video on the game. That's where, you know, we go over all the basics. This is going to be more about, you know, what I've learned over my time grinding the game. And I haven't grinded too much. I've played maybe only, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours to get where I am. We can go ahead and make another wood chopper. But based on everything we need to unlock, there is some stuff that came up that changed the way I play. And ooh, okay, there's some extra resources right now. That's a nice little spawn. So I actually need more wood because I need to get a stone miner going. So the first thing is to figure out what resources are more finite than others. You'll see on the map here that there's a lot more trees than there is stone. Now, stone is 3 times as efficient, right? Each tree has 250 logs in it. Each stone has 750. And overall, you're going to end up using way more wood than stone. So it's important to get your wood down first and really get that going. But there are a couple things that I learned about managing this stuff. So let's at least get our starting base first, and then we can get into some of the more important details that I learned over the course of playing this game. Overall, this game is really quite fun. I'm hoping that when we get, excuse me, when we get new maps, right now I only have this one map, that strategies will unlock a little bit, maybe come with more towers, because there are some flaws with this current map structure, and the towers that we can get. So I'm going to end up setting up another quarry, or another miner. There we go. Oop, wrong way, but that's fine. That's also wrong way, but that's fine. We can go ahead and flip that. Flip that. There we go. Okay, so we're good on stone for a while. That's really going to take care of us for a while. One thing that we're going to do, I found that basically from the start, you can kind of set up one tower and be good. These 3 should take care of you. I did find that though, for them to be overall most effective, towers should be set to the lowest shield. What is it? Shield, barrier. What is this one? This one's armor. So shield, armor, and health. Nothing so far has any actual shields here. But having this set to lowest, it's not so important in the early levels or in the early waves. But once I ended up getting to much higher waves, like I think it's 3, once the like hornets start coming through, it really starts mattering, because if these things waste all their time on the high health enemies, might not kill it, they'll get through the tower, and then it's going to end up with all these little guys getting through. So you really need to make sure that you're taking care of like all the little mushrooms, and if 1 or 2 higher HP guys get through, not a big deal. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to set up the sawmill here. So one of the things I screwed up, and someone actually pointed this out in the comments of my last video, to make these more efficient, you need to have 2 wood choppers going into 1. It's about a 2-to-1 ratio. Sometimes it can back up, Excuse me. Sometimes your resources can back up, but overall, the sawmill is going to push as much as it can through, and it's about a 2-to-1 ratio, which makes sense. You're putting 2 logs into it. So really, for every sawmill, or every, whatever the other one is called, the stonemason, you want to have 2 sources going into it. And something that I ended up doing and kind of messing up, if you have several sources of resources, so like if I get the stone over here and I wanted to bring it into this hole right here, do not put a combiner on this side, the entry point of the sawmill. It will stop it from moving and no more resource will be able to flow through it. So your combiner would have to be up here on the other side of the sawmill. Just something to keep in mind when you're building out your factory, as it were. We're going to build another tower. So one of the important things that we're going to need to build here going into wave 2 is a ballista. Ballistas take armor off of the crabs specifically. Until we do that, though, I am going to set up a bonfire and start opening up more of the path. Okay, now we can put down a ballista. And I'm going to set it back a little bit farther because I want more time for this to actually knock off some of the armor. And I am going to set that as priority. So that way, if any crabs come through, it'll start knocking that armor off first. Let's see. So we're okay on stone. One of the big bottlenecks that we're going to find moving into late game is actually souls. So during waves, your souls here, each enemy you defeat is going to drop some light essence. During waves, they drop more, so that's where you get a nice bonus. But overall, the timing of this game is really built around light essences because you need the bonfires to find your enemy's fortress, but you also need bonfires to find shrines. So while we're going here, I'm going to build a couple more. I'm going to build it back a little bit so that way, once I get a bonfire down here, we can start chopping that tree as well without having to move them. And then we're going to set up combiner right here. Let's see, let's get that going. And then I'm going to build another sawmill. And at least to start, eventually this will change, but this one I'm going to change over. Or I should say, nope, I didn't want to do... Actually, is that fine? Well, it's not right now. I need another combiner here. But that's fine. I was going to bring it over here, but no worries. Yeah, so what was I saying? So bonfires are kind of your bottleneck. So basically, we need to use these bonfires to find our way to the enemy fortress. The way you win is by destroying your enemy's fortress. To destroy your enemy's fortress, you need light crystals. And it turns out, the tutorial, you only need 1. On this level, you need to find 3 light crystals, which can actually be pretty difficult. And so bonfires will get rid of basically all this fog. Now, you can mine as much stone and wood as you like, but if you don't have enough light essence, you can't build more bonfires. And the only way to get more light essence is by killing monsters. So if you run out of light essence, you're kind of stuck until the next wave of enemies comes through. And the farther you go, the more waves you go through. Unfortunately, the harder the enemies are going to get. So the ideal would be to find the fortress as quickly as possible and then find the shrines as quickly as possible. Some of them I found are easy to find. Typically, they're right around the base. I did have one playthrough where they're a little bit further. And we're going to start needing more towers here. So I'm going to set up a couple more. I'm talking a little bit too much here. Let's start helping out here. Hopefully that's enough to save us a little bit. I think we're going to take a little bit of damage here, but overall it's not the end of the world. We're going to build another ballista here in a second, I think. There we go. Let's build this one. Yeah, right here. That's fine. Set it to highest armor. There we go. Okay. So now what I want to do, so I have two sources of regular wood. I have 2 sources of planks, which right now we're doing okay with. I'm going to set up another tower here just to be safe. Let's set it up right here. We'll change that to target the lowest. And actually, let's make sure these are on lowest as well. And then I think that was it, right? This one, yeah, this one was already set. So now what I want to do, now I'm going to set up 2 more cutters here. There we go. And this we're going to combine once we get enough wood. There we go. I should probably start chopping some trees here. There we go. Okay, so this one, actually, in order to do that, I would need another combiner. So let's, nope, turn that there. We're going to turn that going straight, bring it in this way. So now we can go in here. Now this one, oh, I need some more wood still. Get up to 50. This one, we are going to be steaks. Leave that there, turn that, there we go, steaks. Steaks we don't need a ton of, but steaks are really good for catapults. And we're actually doing okay on planks right now, so I'm just going to move this one off to the side and just complete it like this. We can still leave this sitting right here, no big deal. And then when we need it later, you know, rather than selling it, we can just move it back in. But for right now, we're good. Let's go ahead and build another bonfire. That way, this ballista has a little bit more room to attack things earlier on. Okay, we're doing good. While we're waiting here, I'm just going to help collect a little bit more wood. I think what I'm actually going to do here, I'm going to build a bonfire down here to get this chest. This chest will have some added resources. And look at that. We found our first shrine. Cool. So we can collect our light crystal. So that's 1. We need 2 more. And we got to make it through this wave here, which we should be good on. So right now, my goal with these stakes is to build towards catapults. So I mentioned it before. I did unlock these power crystals. Now, if you look at the bottom here at the cost, there's a really steep cost. So I already mentioned that there's bottlenecking on the light crystals because you need them for bonfires. There's also a big bottleneck on both the stone down here. Stone slabs and the stone bricks. So the problem is both of those need to go through the stone mason to get made. And we're already pretty limited on the map by how much stone there is, that being there's not very much. Let's build a couple more towers here just to get a little bit more damage. And then let's go ahead and switch those to lowest everything. Because every wave is going to bring more and more enemies. So we want to make sure to also keep up with our towers. So because of that, and there's not a lot of stone, and they're really slow to make the stone bricks and stone slabs, I found it's just not worth it. It's just more worth it because there's so much wood to be found. Just focusing on acorn cannons, ballistas, and catapults. And so far, that's what's gotten me the farthest. Trying to go... Ooh, nice. We have a little damage shrine here. That's good to know. So I'm going to end up building a catapult right on this. Catapults are really good. They do AoE damage. I'm going to quickly build a couple towers here. To hopefully save us here while we're waiting. Okay, so now I can build a catapult. Let's see. This is going to give us... That's going to give us the most range. Yeah, these hornets here, these are a problem. They go really fast. So that's why we really need to focus on getting the smaller guys first. And then if everything's out of range, then we can focus on the hornets. And catapult, I'm actually going to switch to target last. Because typically, the enemies that are bunched up are going to be last. You know what? I'm actually going to swap that. So... Eventually, I will do that, but for right now, while we're still kind of hurting, I am going to try and just get the front lines first. Okay, so we can start dropping down some more bonfires. Keep finding our way through the fog. Hopefully it comes down here. No, it doesn't. It goes up. Shoot. Okay. There is a little bit of like map RNG, so you're going to need to kind of figure out where the map goes, and that should make your bonfire placement. Yeah, see, like right here, this one might end up getting through because they're focusing on this crab, which is fine-ish. Fine-ish. We're going to set up a couple more here. We're getting close to our tower limit, but that's fine. I can get rid of some of these later on. Right now, I would just prefer nothing really get through. And then let's set that there. So we should be good there for a little bit. But right now, I need a lot more wood. So I'm going to move this off for just for now while we're good on planks and just get more regular logs. Because we're almost to our second catapult, and I think we should be good once we get a second catapult. Okay, so I think now that we have this giant mass of towers, I think we're good to start attacking the back line here. Let's start putting some more bonfires down, opening up more of the path. That means this catapult can attack even further. Okay, I need to set up another ballista. We're starting to get too much armor coming through. We're starting to get into dangerous territory here. And I think what I'm also... Can I set up another ballista? I can. Kind of awkward because I put a bonfire there, so let's do that. Okay, we should be in... we should be on good terms now. Okay, so I can build another catapult. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I set up another one. Hopefully we can survive this next wave. Let's go ahead and build another bonfire up here. Okay, so we're going up. Yeah, so see, like, we've only uncovered one shrine so far, which is kind of rough. Let's go ahead and put down... Best spot for the catapult is probably going to be, like, right up here. So I'm going to wait till we can put down another bonfire, open up this part, and then it will have this whole range. I don't want to waste a bunch of its range down here. Let's see, how are we doing? I think I might end up taking... one of these towers away and building another ballista for the time being. Max towers. Did I not sell one? Oh, I thought I sold one. Wait, why won't you? There we go. Okay. So let's set this up, like up here. That's where it gets the best range overall. Target the high armor enemies. Okay, we can put down... I keep hitting C. C brings you back to your castle, just FYI. Let's set up another bonfire up here. See how far up we need to go. We're still going. So this path is pretty long. It's a lot longer than I actually thought it would end up being. So we have... Let's see. I can now... We're good... Let's see. So we're good on these. I no longer need these... Yeah, so at this point, I'm just going to turn this off. We're pretty decent on our tower production. Right now, I really just need wood and stone. Yeah, see, we're pretty good on defense. So at this point, I really just need... I need material for bonfires. I need to keep pushing and find a way... Oh, that's nice. Some damage. I need to push until I find the tower. Once we find the tower, that's our end goal. So ultimately... The reason we want to get to the tower first is eventually we're going to be searching around for shrines, and it's no good wasting all your materials just randomly searching if you don't know where you're going. So in order to maximize the use of your materials, it's best to find the tower first since you know for a fact that's where you're going to need to go. So I don't know for certain if this... I'm going to take a gamble that I can place here. God, there's still... I still haven't found it yet. So let's put one up here. Okay, so they're all coming from here, so I don't have to worry about uncovering this. At this point, though... Let's see, do I have enough for another... I do have enough for another catapult, but I have to get rid of a tower, so let's get rid of this one. And let's build another catapult up here, because now it'll have additional damage. These obelisks... Well, I think we had one down here. Yeah, so this one was speed, so it increases the attack speed of our towers, which is obviously pretty good. This one improves damage. I don't know why my fingers want to hit C all the time today. Okay, I need one more stone. One more stone. There we go. Okay, let's put it over here since that's where they're coming from. And nothing. Still nothing. Okay, why are we slowing down on stone? We are not making enough stone. So what we're going to do then, we're going to put a combiner here. I'm going to build another quarry. Build into there. Since we have this turned off, it's not a big deal for this to be feeding into there. Okay, we're starting to hurt a little bit. How are we doing? Okay, we're making it through. It's not pretty. Okay, I need to start collecting stone because I need to start making bonfires prompto. There we go. God, fingers, stop. Okay. Let's make another one. How far can I make it? This is as far as I can make it. Oh boy. Okay, so we have found our target. So you see, we need 3 light crystals. So that is our immediate goal. If we find that, we win. We need 3 crystals. So in order to do that, we are going to hope, basically, I'm going to pray that our towers are good enough. So these towers are not doing anything. So I'm going to, and this is also not doing anything. Okay, we're kind of hurting here. We're hurting Chicos. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get this. I'm going to build this way. I'm going to, there's probably not going to be one down here. So let's go ahead and build up because I know that there's stone here. Unfortunately, there's nothing there. I'm going to go and take, let's see, I'm going to take this, bring it over here. Take this and bring it over here. And I'm just going to rebuild this section to include a combiner. These are also not doing anything. We are hurting right now. I don't think we're going to make it. Let's see. And that also needs to be a combiner. Okay, we are hurting on materials. What else do we need? These are not doing anything. Okay, let's build backwards this way. Maybe we can unlock some more trees. Okay, we do. We have a source over there. Let's go ahead and build these back where they can have a bunch of trees. Let's see. So let's turn this way, up, 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 and then we don't have to build as much. Okay, there's some more wood. Let's just continue this way. We can get a whole bunch of resources, and we've hit the edge of the map. So there's probably nothing this way, so I'm going to start building bonfires up this way. And remember, at this point, like, oh, we have another chest. Okay, and see, we're going to start getting into a rough patch here. Anything up here? Okay, we found our next shrine. Okay, that's a second one. This is, yeah, these guys are tough to kill, so this is a problem. And this is kind of where the bottleneck might come in. I'm going to try and search maybe up this way. Just see if we can find something. Still nothing. Okay, maybe we start looking up in this direction. We're taking damage. This is not going so well. We're out of resources. Where else could it possibly be? Maybe down this direction? Now we're starting to kind of panic build here. And there we go. Okay, we just need enough. There, collect, take it, and then just go over here, pop it right in. Boom! First try. There we go. And that... that is how you beat Tower Factory. or at least this level. We'll see if there's another one. But you get 6 coins. That's huge. That's a ton of upgrades. Man, that is... So, yeah, when you get to the end, it is stressful. Now, if I had the... Let's see. Let's go back here. Whew. Okay. Let's see. So, if I had... Is this one? Yeah. So, with this upgrade, this is huge, right? Because we were kind of hurting at the end there. And we were kind of like... We were kind of rushing through. We were kind of panic building, like I said. And the reason is we were maxed out on towers. Now, I could have destroyed some of our acorn cannons to build more ballistas. But again, like, these are slower. I haven't figured out the actual, you know, which is better DPS-wise. It would be very easy to check, just see what the damage is. And it says how often they attack. Excuse me. But if I had access to 5 more towers... That would make it a little bit easier and would probably give me another, you know, 2 to 3 minutes of reasonable comfort. Because the other thing that I could do is upgrade tower health, which, you know, because we were leaking fairly slowly until a wave came through where we were just getting slammed by enemies, this would help out a little bit. And I still don't know what the beacon is. I think the beacon is, you know what we're going to do? I'm just going to unlock these. Let's see what they are. Now that we've beaten the level, so we unlock spikes as well. And then that's it for now. Let's just take a look at them in game. Oh, not available in demo. That might have been there before. I just didn't see it. But let's go ahead and go back in game and just see what the towers do. I'm not going to do a whole nother playthrough because at this point we have succeeded. We've beaten the demo. Clears the fog in a 10-meter radius. Okay. Gotcha. So these are definitely more expensive. Yeah, I don't think... Oh, this is definitely... Okay, so based on the way that I played this... So, okay, here's the thing. The bonfire clears the fog in a radius of 5 meters, and this doubles the radius, right? Which is nice, but the problem is you basically lose half of the entire area of the circle, right? Because you can only put it on the edge of the fog. And so the part of the beacon that's facing not fog is not really affecting anything. And this radius is small enough that you might be able to find like some, like right now it's perfectly circular, but once you start building like a pathway, for example, you can kind of kitty corner it in and maximize how much you're unlocking. But the other thing that really puts me off here is this light essence. This is triple what you need. God, stop clicking. What you need for bonfires. On top of that, you need a lot of planks and a lot of stone. So maybe it's worth it to have it. So that way when you're in endgame, you have all your towers built and you're just looking for resource dumps and you're hunting like we were at the end there. It's probably good. But at the beginning, when you're just unlocking the route, it's probably best just to stick with the bonfires because they're, you know, smaller investment, sure, smaller reward, but you don't have to dump all these resources that you could be using to better, you know, collect resources, build better towers. And what was this one? So, giant spikes to attack nearby enemies. So it has 6.5 attack, which is lower, same attack speed, and it only attacks right next to it, and it doesn't attack flyers. Why would this be? I mean, granted, this is upgraded twice. So it started at, what, 4? No, 6. So it's starting in the same place. So why is this better? Huh. I'm not sure I understand the hidden spikes. Especially needing both the stakes and the bricks. Not sure I understand that tower. And this one I definitely understand. It's just very expensive. And you can see there, like, both of these, they're just way more expensive overall than trying to get planks and stakes. And there's just less sources of stone to go around. So I tried this once, I think, and it was never actually useful. And the fact that it takes light essence, we already talked about how that's kind of not a handicap, a bottleneck. So things that use light essence have to be really, really worth it. Otherwise, you know, you're going to be stuck kind of like at the end. We were at the end there where we were using up all the light essence we had, and the only way to get more was to defeat the enemies. But we were at a point where the waves were just getting too difficult, and we were very close to defeat. And so with that being the case, we kind of had to rush through, otherwise we were going to lose fairly quickly. So that's kind of why light essence is a bottleneck and needs to be managed pretty well. But that's why in the beginning I mentioned using bonfires just to open up the path to the enemy's fortress, right? If we were just hunting around for shrines, we could have been burning a whole bunch of bonfires like we did at the end there for basically nothing. But instead we used it to uncover the path, find your way to the fortress. That opened up more locations to put down towers like we did. We found the shrine at the end that increased the power of our catapult, probably helped us a ton, especially with all the mushrooms coming through. Yeah, so this game is complicated, right? Because like we talked about in the first episode, we're combining a bunch of different genres into one. We got it's a roguelite. I wouldn't say it's a full roguelike, but full roguelite. You have, of course, the tower defense, and you have the factory builder aspect. It's a lot, especially for my brain. I have difficulty sometimes processing a lot of things at once, and without having a pause option, makes it tougher. Now, I understand why there's no pause option, right? Because devs don't want you to like cheat it that way. But I don't know. Maybe there should be something. Maybe there should be a setting in the game, because I don't think there's one. Yeah, maybe there should be a setting that allows you to pause the game if you want it to just be a little bit easier for yourself and not be so much of a stress. Or like, let's say the time old tale of, Mom, but it's an online game, I can't pause it. Well, this isn't an online game, but you certainly can't pause it. So, you know, maybe just to avoid situations like that. But yeah, other than that, like, the game is super fun. It's definitely high intensity. So this isn't necessarily a game you're going to sit back and just chill back with a nice cold brewski or anything like that. You certainly could, but I don't know, my brain wouldn't be able to take it. But guys, what did you think of the game? Do you like Tower Factory? Are you hoping to see... Well, at this point, we've beaten the demo, and the game comes out in November, but in general, are you looking to see what else this game has to offer? Let me know down in the comment section below. Like the video if you liked what you saw, and subscribe for more gaming content from me. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.